All right. It's gonna be a little different video. Right now we're in the middle of figuring out what our schedules are gonna look like for the.
Or we could just role play and the rest of the meeting separately.
No, I think it should be all at the same time. Because it'll just. I mean, we can have it. Like if we're like eating or something. We'll do like the role play. We can like eat and like talk about it. I don't know. But yeah, so that's Jack. This is our meeting room right here. It's his office. My office is in there.
Very reasonable rental rate.
Yeah. What is it?
$350 a month.
$350 a month. And
4 bed, 3 bath.
4 bed, 3 bath, and we get to pay at the end of the term. We don't have the money right now.
Go. Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out.
Actually,
I'm not gonna show.
address, but
Yeah.
super clutch, helping the vision.
Yep. So, kind of figuring out what our schedules are gonna look like because Jack just got back from Hawaii last week.
Not you.
Yeah. And I just finished Ramadan, which would like mess with my schedule.
Yeah.
I was waking up at like what 10, 11.
Oh, do I get up for the second time?
Yeah, I would be like waking up at like what 4:30, eating, praying, go to sleep. Last year actually I did it where I didn't go to sleep. I was super locked in.
Well, we just got our first coins in from the Papa Shop. That's why.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No, it was up to it. It was leading up. Actually,
and through it.
and it was because I was working on the website, so I was like, oh, I actually have
Yeah.
things I can sit down
Yeah.
and go to work on.
Yeah, that's what's difficult about this is it's hard to sit down and be like, all right, here's like a project I can spend a ton of time on.
Basically,
There's so much communication.
when we were running Vinci Marketing, it was a lot of do this, do that, and I want to say little marketing and sales, but like
Definitely
more,
less.
yeah, less talking to people, more actually doing things. So whether that was wasting time on building our own website 4 times, or actually building a website for a client, or Jack working on SEO, or what else?
Focusing on like lead gen strategies, but not actually doing it.
Yeah, not taking the first step.
Yeah.
Lesson in that. Always, as much as it's gonna, as difficult as it might be to ignore steps 2, 3, 4, and 5, when you're starting something, just do the action of taking that first step because everything else will come to you. And if it doesn't, you'll at least be a step further than you were before.
You're gonna learn a lot more if you just take raw action, even if it's slightly, slightly misguided. Is much better than trying to figure out. Because I've always wanted to start businesses like high school, since early high school. I always tried.
What year was that?
2019 probably.
2019, so 6 years ago.
2020 maybe. And I had like various stints of like flipping like PlayStation shoes. Yeah, like bots, all that sort of fun stuff that was popular back then. But I always had the idea of like looking at like marketing agencies, anything like drop shipping. Of course, like, you get involved.
Anything that could get you to the next step, basically.
Just do the action. You're never gonna be more ready. You're never gonna be smarter. You're never gonna be more prepared. Just start right now. Because you're gonna learn, even if you go like have a career somewhere, you like spend 10 years and you do a really good job at that, you're still gonna learn more just doing the thing. The theory only takes you so far. There's several industries where it's not true, but for the most part.
We have friends that are doing a marketing degree in real college. And if you ask us the same questions, I doubt we'd respond in the same way. I think the amount we've learned, even if you make, I mean, how much do we make in revenue from marketing? 20?
22 grand.
22 grand, which if we didn't want to keep growing, it would have been very high profit margins, but it kind of all went back into the business.
Not kind of.
Yeah, we made, what, $0?
We have made $500 for
that was from
2,500 hours of work. So think about it.
yeah. Yeah, the thing with that though, what was it? We just did the calculation today. It was like 20 cents an hour. But the difference between working for someone and making, let's say, $10, even $20 an hour, versus working for yourself and making 20 cents an hour, it might sound like that's a 1,000x. That's the right math, right? 1,000x. You can tell I'm a dropout. Difference. But the difference is you're paying down that $19.80 difference to own what you're creating. So it's like imagine like you get $20 an hour, but every time you make $20 an hour, you take $19.80 and you put it into the future. You put it in the future, you put it in the future. And that adds up exponentially over time. And although it doesn't seem like that right now, with the difficulties we faced and we are going to continue to face, all it is really doing the right thing for an extended period of time and not expecting anything great to happen overnight. Greatness, I don't know if you can name a single person that has became multi-million, super successful overnight, other than the rare Bitcoin person who kind of...
Even that, it might be the 1,000th time they bought crypto and found it worked out. Unless you literally win the lottery, there are dozens, if not hundreds of micro skills that you learn over the course of time, and it looked like an overnight success. Or like, say, like pop stars, for example, like, I don't know.
That's a good point.
Famous right now. Like Sabrina Carpenter is super famous right now.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Some fucking slut chick.
Oh, yeah.
Not her chick. I said fucking mine. But she had a long career like with Disney for like 10 years or something like that. So you see things, you'll see things on the outside, like on YouTube, like you'll see like the Iman Gadzis, all these people that look like overnight success, like Andrew Tate, those sort of people. Oh my God, they just made $50 million in 1 year. But you didn't see the decades leading up where they gave the skills, and then finally like the 10th idea finally worked, and now they're really rich. So you got a big thing that I'm going to be talking about in my video, so check it out, link in the description.
Don't do it.
Is don't be
at Jack Savage RE
with being frustrated. It's normal to feel those type of emotions, and I think, at least for myself, recently I've been angry at myself for not being patient. It's okay, like you're supposed to be a little frustrated. It's not supposed to be comfortable, and just don't try to like skip this chapter of life. I feel like I'm just like, oh, I wish I were 30, I had a wife and kids, like $2 million. No, I were 30. I wish
2021.
Exactly.
Lots of years before not being successful should even weigh on our minds an ounce.
Exactly.
There are 40-year-olds out there who didn't enjoy or become as successful as they wanted to. The next day they changed. They didn't make it in the next day. It took them a few years, but from starting at 40, by 45, their lives have been completely changed. Like, it's not about getting 100% better every day. It's about getting 1% better every day for an extended period of time. Again, it's like Jack said, frustration is a normal emotion. Sadness, depression, it all comes with entrepreneurship and taking this road that's oftentimes alone. I mean, we got each other to be, yeah. Even then, like,
there's no like social life outside of it. So especially at our age, when it's such a prevalent thing, like go to bars, that sort of thing.
Or like seeing our friends traveling the world,
Yeah, literally.
exploring, abroad, having fun. Which, don't get me wrong, this is fun, but it's a different type of fun. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna go enjoy myself, and
it's like I'm gonna wake up to a call saying I'm gonna sue you.
yeah.
So that's always fun.
That story will be told at a later date, not today. But kind of circling back, it's important to enjoy the process and also enjoy the frustration that comes along with it, because if you don't enjoy the frustration, and I don't even need to say enjoy, but like just understand.
Find the humor and find like that it's a necessity to move forward.
Yeah, understand the value in the frustration and know that it means that you actually care about what you're doing. You're not just, here doing another 9 to 5, figuring out, not knowing what you're going to do with your life. You're building what your future is going to look like, and I think that itself is very powerful. So with that, what we were talking about in the beginning is we're trying to figure out the ideal schedule for us to figure out and to create, to allow for us to take those steps and hopefully stick with it for an extended period of time. I think, speaking for myself, I can take a lot for not a short time, but not a long time at all. Like, I can commit to an excruciating schedule for like 2 weeks, but after that, it's like where I'm like, oh shit. And then I like crash for like a week. And I won't have like the motivation to do anything. So I think, at least for me, is building a schedule that's very efficient and will push us forward, but also maintainable and manageable so that it can be a long term. Because it's not about giving 100%. Obviously, it's giving 100%. But if you can give 100% every day for only 10 days, and then after that it starts declining, it would be more beneficial to give 95% every day for the rest of your life.
I was thinking about this last night, about how it's like takes a certain level of maturity that I don't think I have yet, is to not be your own slave and own master, and like constantly whip yourself and like do poorly, and then try to rebel against the inner you that thinks that you should be perfect, and then that perfect person gets mad at the imperfect. It's working together and being realistic about what you can actually achieve. Because there's some psychos like Goggins or something like that, where they can literally just whip themselves into shape for 30 years and do the impossible. But that doesn't mean that you can't be extremely successful with. You don't want to give in to like being a bitch. You don't be like, oh, I feel tired, I'm not gonna go to the gym. But like, oh, I have the flu, I'm not gonna do the gym. That's a little bit more realistic than just being like, all right, I'm never going.
To add on to that, I just saw a super, like, it really stuck with me. It's like a reel, and he was like carrying like laundry, and a sock dropped. And then he looked at the sock, and instead of picking it up and putting it back in the basket, he just threw the entire laundry. Or like, he was like walking with like a jug of water, and some water fell on the ground. Instead of like putting the water, like wiping it dry and then moving along, he just tipped over and poured the entire jug. And I think that was like super powerful, because it shows like, what's wrong with you? I'm talking to myself. What's wrong with you if you're looking at something you messed up, and you decide, oh, okay, because I did that little fuck up, now it's okay for me to give up everything I did that pushed me so far along just because of this one day or one thing where I couldn't keep that. Like, it's, again, same thing. It's not about being perfect. It's about just moving forward every day. And if you move back, that's fine. Just understand that moving back doesn't mean giving up and saying this is like, it's not for me.
Also be okay with like the emotional damage of moving backwards. I always try to like, oh, I took a step back, like, just try to like brush off like, oh, this shouldn't bother me whatsoever. It will bother you.
It hurts.
But that's okay. It doesn't matter. Just because it bothers you doesn't mean that you don't take the next step. Be like, okay, allow yourself to feel the bother, and then still act in the proper way for it.
And
I'm not good at that.
yeah, I think
Working.
a lot of this is we're kind of just speaking out loud to ourselves. So if
99.9%.
yeah, I don't think there's a single thing I said that doesn't apply to myself. So if you find value in it, know that I've gone through it, Jack's gone through it, and we're going to be going through it for a while. And almost everyone, I mean, I'd say even David Goggins, like,
Yeah.
as crazy as he may seem to the public, like, it's impossible for a human with emotions not to feel depressed or not to feel held back or frustrated or any of these negative emotions. Obviously, there's positive emotions as well, but I think I said this last time, like, the higher the highs, the lower the lows. Like, you're always gonna feel super excited about something because you care about it so much. But that also means when you care about it enough and something doesn't work out or doesn't go the way you expect it to, it's gonna be a crashing feeling. And it's never fun, but just find comfort knowing that you're not the only one going through it. And it'll be okay if you just keep pushing through.
Well said.
We haven't figured out the schedule yet.
That was good.
So that's what we're gonna work on. I don't want this video to be too long, but we're gonna figure out that right balance of making a schedule where it has to be done well enough and grueling enough where it's gonna be forcing us to push forward and come out of our comfort zones, but not to the point where it's intolerable and obviously you can always do one more day, but it can't be something where it'll stop after 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, whatever. It has to be something that's maintainable and allows us to keep pushing forward. But yeah, go check out at Jack Savage RE. What else? Don't share this video. Stay awesome. Much love, gay.
This would be a fun watch.
Yeah. Future me, I'm so sorry. And hopefully none of my friends or family sees this.
Oh, they will.
Yeah. All right. See ya.